Tyrese Haliburton was the 12th overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, originally drafted by the Sacramento Kings. The Kings ended up later trading Haliburton and Buddy Hield to the Pacers for Domantas Sabonis. While there were other players and a second-round pick involved, these were the three major assets in that deal at the time. And at the time, people called the Kings crazy for getting rid of a promising young player like Haliburton. But what if it wasn't that crazy of a move? The Kings are in a great spot right now with Sabonis, and they're playing extremely exciting basketball. And look over at the Pacers. For a team that made an assumed rebuilding move in trading Sabonis for Haliburton, this Pacers team is currently 6th in the East and playing great basketball also. The trade kind of looks like a win-win at the moment. We'll ultimately see how things go down in the future, but right now, it doesn't look as bad for the Kings as many initially thought it was. But enough about the trade that brought Haliburton to the Pacers. Let's talk about what Haliburton is doing on this Pacers team. Right now, a 22-year-old Tyrese Haliburton is averaging around 20 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and he is leading the league in assists, averaging 10.1 assists per game. Haliburton isn't all offense either. He's also 4th in the league in steals, with 1.8 steals per game. If you like player breakdowns and other NBA content similar to this, make sure to like and subscribe. I make NBA content weekly, and we have a lot more videos coming up as the year goes on. I hope everyone had a happy new year. Now let's talk about Tyrese Haliburton on offense. One thing that may have been why Haliburton flew under many teams' radars on draft night, and the reason he fell to 12, is that he doesn't really come off as the crazy athlete people go for at the top of draft classes. He doesn't have the freakish bounce of a John Morant, he doesn't have the speed of a De'Aaron Fox. But that isn't how Haliburton operates. While he isn't slow by any means, he makes himself look slow at times. Haliburton plays at his own tempo, constantly speeding up and slowing down the defenses. When he has the ball in his hands, he controls the pace of the game, which is what great guards do. Haliburton has such a feel for the game, he keeps the defenders on their toes with his change of pace, and it ultimately leads to open shots for him as well as his teammates. Tyrese uses his shiftiness to get by most defenders with ease in the pick and roll game, where he then finds the open man or just takes it himself if he likes the look. The IQ of Tyrese Haliburton may be the most impressive part of his game. When watching him, it just feels like he controls this offense anytime he has the ball. To be so young and have so much poise is extremely impressive as a true point guard. But ball handling alone isn't the reason Haliburton is averaging 20 points per game. Currently, he's 8th in the league in threes made, with 110 three-pointers on the season. Haliburton is shooting 41% from 3. While his shot doesn't look the prettiest, it's like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's a great shooter who can even turn into a shot creator for himself at times, hitting step backs, sidestep threes, pull-ups, whatever he wants. It's easy to see why this guy can get you 20 on any given night. He could also get you much more, with some of his scoring highs from this season being 43, 35, and 33 points. His shooting ability mixed with his great feel for the game on the ball lets him get wherever he wants on the court and decide whether he wants to shoot it himself or if he has a good look for an open teammate. Whether Haliburton wants the 3, wants to get to the rim, find a teammate, he can make any of that happen, especially through the pick and roll. But what's more impressive than averaging 20 points a game? Averaging 20 and 10 a game. Tyrese Haliburton's playmaking is at an elite level already, while he's just 22 years old. While leading the league in assists this year, he's been putting on a display of what makes him so special as a point guard. Check out these metrics from NBA University on Twitter. Haliburton is in the 97th percentile or better for almost everything playmaking related, while being the best in the league as an overall playmaking talent. Tyrese Haliburton creates more passes than anyone in the league and is more efficient at passing than anyone in the league as well. He creates high-value assists which give him a great scoring gravity. While a lot of these might sound like I'm speaking a foreign language, you might be looking at this chart being like, I don't get it, I don't know what this means. I'll put it in simple terms for you. Haliburton is the best passer in the league. He creates more looks for his teammates than anyone else in the league. Tyrese Haliburton is an elite playmaker. He is what is helping push this Indiana Pacers team to wins. He has the ability to not only put up 20 points a night, but he can get your team even more through his points generated off of assists. Haliburton is a special talent, and I'm glad the media are finally giving him the appreciation he deserves. What he is doing this season is incredible. In my eyes, I don't see how you can't name Tyrese Haliburton as an all-star this season. Unlike what Wally Serbiak said, Haliburton is no pretender all-star. He has proven he's worthy of being a real one. Yes, there is always competition, but as a guy leading the league in assists while also averaging 20 a game, he seems like a clear-cut selection in my eyes. This Pacers team could still be good without Haliburton, don't get me wrong. They have some great young talent, but the Pacers probably would not be where they are right now without him. You also can't use the good player on a bad team excuse with Haliburton because the Pacers are a good team. They're a playoff team with a positive record right now, so there is no excuse for Haliburton to not be an all-star. To me, it would be a major snub if he isn't selected this season. Haliburton and the Indiana Pacers have an extremely bright future. For a team that's so young, it's amazing they are playing as good as they are already. With Haliburton still only being 22 years old, it's scary how good this team could be in a couple years and how good he can be in a couple years. For someone that already looks so comfortable, he could learn to really pick apart offenses. These 20 and 10 averages we're seeing right now are only the beginning. All I'm saying is the league needs to watch out for Tyrese Haliburton. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Let me know what you think about Tyrese Haliburton's game. Is he a lock for being an all-star guard in the East this year? Also, what do you think about this Indiana Pacers team right now and going forward? Do you see the potential with the young core they have? Or do you think they really need a couple more pieces to really get where they're trying to go? As always, leave some comments down below. I always look through stuff, so maybe I'll even respond or like it if I agree. As always, hope you all have a good one, and peace.